Welcome to a very long-awaited episode, Season 2, Episode 4, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. This book is pretty boring. I have the graphic novel because this is one of the later, middle books I read for Season 2, so... Also, I read Season 2 a long time ago for a while, during, the last few weeks of school, last few, months of school. So we're going to use the comic book so I can catch up, because this book was so boring, I barely remember anything. So Joe is the main character. Joe's in the basement with his sister. Mindy. They're playing Pong. I think it's ping pong. They're playing a game in the basement. Then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I'm gonna beat you, And then you're like, look out, behind you. And then, it's Moose, their friend, or his friend, the son of their neighbor who they don't like. So they're like, haha, and then they're like, dog! What's the dog's name? Buster. Like, Buster's in Mr. McColgan's yard. Mr. McCall's yard. So they get the dog whistle and he goes, well, that's, I guess, I don't know. We can't hear him. He blows the dog whistle, the dog is back. He's like, the neighbor comes out, he's like, that dog of yours better not have been in my yard. I'll call the pound on him. So yeah, their father comes home and he's like, hello kids, are you ready to go to Lawn Lovely? So they go to the lawn store. They're like, he finds some lawn gnomes, he buys them. They're like, yeah. Then Buster's tearing up the yard. He calls him. And the neighbor's like, you stupid mutt, you're right there, my petunias. You never not ruin my melons. So they, then he attacks the lawn gnomes, licks it, the lawn gnome's face just like, so they tie up the dog, or then all of a sudden, the guy's like, my melons, your dog did this. So they tie the dog up, he's lawn mowing, and then Moose is like, hey, what's up, let's hang out. They throw lawn gnomes, and then he finds a melon seed in the lawn gnome. So that night he sneaks out to go find the lawn gnomes. He pets the dog, and he hears raccoons. All of a sudden, there's happy faces on the melons. He gets grounded, he's playing, he's being bored. He goes check on the dog. He blows the whistle to stop Buster from going to lawn gnomes, and the lawn gnomes are terrified again. Like I said, I'm basically going off of the comic book because this book was this is my third lowest book of the series. It goes Monster Blood, Living Enemy 2, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. This is so boring. So I have to get, visual, some more, whatever. I have to get the book knowledge back in my brain. So later he finds, paint on the lawn gnome. Then the tomatoes are ruined, and he throws them at, the neighbor. He goes out, he's like, I gotta find the lawn gnomes. He gets caught by Moose. And they're like, get back in the house now. The next day he finds the cars ruined with paint. The paint leads back to the lawn gnomes. They team up, they go outside, and all of a sudden the lawn gnomes are moving and giggling and going, and go after them. They put paint and they start throwing it on the walls. They go after it and they trip on his collar. They're running, and then Minnie's like, hey. They grab Minnie, they start running. They drop him. He's like, we don't mean any harm. We're mischief gnomes. They're mischief elves, blah, blah, blah. They rip the sidewalk and shove it into a mailbox. They tell him, oh, well, we used to live in a forest. We used the mines, but the mines dried up. The mines were forced to work for closed, and we were forced to work as lawn gnomes. We were captured. There's the other 6 gnomes, so they go to the lawn place, and there's 600 gnomes, and they're all like, get him! Yeah. Let's bend them. Let's break them. Let's bounce them to death. You know, tickle them, bounce them, dribble them, tug of war, blah blah blah. So then he's like, the dog whistle, but one of the LAWNs jumps on him. He's like, oh no! So he grabs the LAWN, the dog whistle. He whistles it. The LAWN gnomes freeze up. You know, they're like, phew. The dad's like, I'm really so upset. My LAWN gnomes are missing. Don't worry. I got a giant gorilla statue for the front lawn from Lawn Lovely. So they're all walking to the place, and then it winks at them. I honestly think the comic book is a little bit, and this is very slightly bit better. It's still pretty boring, but this book is very boring. I don't know. Apparently, this is one of the most popular books. So boring. I just whoa! Do you think he saw us? No, I don't think he saw us. We will have our time. The mutant is right now finding more help. Now will be the season of evil again. No one will stop us all. Oh, jeez. I don't know what that was. Probably me falling asleep to the LAWN gnomes. But yeah, I brought these LAWN gnomes out from the yard because of that. These trees are on the shelf. But yeah, this book is boring. Next book is a little less boring, and that is The Haunted Mask 2 will be the next episode, which will be today. I'm going to film this episode, The Haunted Mask 2 and Season 2, Episode 4, or Season 3, Episode 4, and we'll stop Season 3 for a while. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I would suggest reading this book. Just don't get your hopes up. It's pretty boring. See you guys. Peace.